So the simple answer is the national curriculum will keep science for the science class. Of that I have absolutely no doubt.
By the way, climate change for science classes?
Of course.
Yeah, OK, fine. Cindy Pan.
That was a sort of a passingly cheap shot, Tony.
It was just a brief question,
Over to you,
a
Cindy.
brief answer. Cindy Pan.
What I was thinking when the two of you were talking, I was thinking about, what children are being taught. And maybe, if a child happens to, 1 year in their schooling, be taught by a teacher who believes in creationist theory. Fortunately, I think there are a multiplicity of truths that will be presented to children, and one of the most important thing that children and adults have to learn is that they will be presented with a multiplicity of truths, and sometimes they have to eventually use their own judgment to discern what is true and what is false. For example, there are many people who believe that the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus are real. Some people think they're not real, and some people are not sure. We're all taught at a certain point that they're real, but at a certain age we all come to understand that maybe they're not, and there's a period where they'll be saying, oh, so-and-so at school says they're not real, but I'm not sure. And I must say I've been through this with my kids, and I said, basically I drew the corollary with Jesus and God, and I said, well, with God there are people who believe he's real, there are people who believe he's not real, and there are people that are not sure. And I said, with Santa Claus, I'm not sure. What about you? And, and my son said, well, I think Santa's real, but I think God is not. And I think, it's the same with
consistent philosophy going on in your
the
family.
creationist thing. They're going to hear that story, and it's a story, and all stories have value, and sometimes it's not simply a question of is the story true or is it false. A story has value regardless of whether it's true or false. For example, we all enjoy Little Red Riding Hood, The Three Bears. There are all these stories that are eternal, that have mythical status, but they have value because there's often a moral, or they're entertaining, or for whatever
Cindy, I hope you're not making the comparison with the God thing here, because how many adults do you know come to believe in Santa? Right?
Well, I'm just saying that
adults come to believe in God.
There are
the analogy doesn't work for me.
Whatever age who believe, there are people who don't believe, and there are people who are not sure. You believe, you don't believe, and I'm sure there are many people who are not sure.
But this is